Welcome to Kenji's Kitchen. Today we are going to make Japanese Mapo Tofu. Mapo Tofu itself is originally from China, Sichuan region, and it is quite spicy with numbing Sichuan pepper. But for the Japanese version, what I'm going to make today is much less spicy, and it's really good for children to older. And it is a very popular dish in Japan, and I, for example, love it and make almost once a week. It is very easy and quick, and you can make for the weekdays. And this dish goes quite well with white rice. First, I'm going to show you how to cut the tofu. And the tofu, today we are going to use, actually, again, Japanese version of tofu. It is a soft tofu, and I'm going to show how to cut. I usually cut half this and make it a dice size. So just, it's very soft, so you don't need to put much pressure. And next, we are going to put this cut tofu in the hot water. Actually, I'm keeping this water to be almost like a boiling point. And you want to put this tofu about 20 seconds so that it's going to be heated up, but also it makes kind of like a prevent breaking while you are cooking Mabo Tofu too. So you just put all of these in the pot. And you scoop them out and set aside. Next, I'm going to show you how to cut the leek for this dish. It is about 4 inches of the leek. And I'm going to cut like this for the other, almost halfway to the leek. Then flip the other side and do the same thing. Then cut like this. And once it is cut, you just cut a little more like this. It's so much easier to make minced leek. Like this. And I would like to introduce unique ingredients for this dish. First, this is Japanese called tobanjang, which is fermented cayenne pepper mixed with the bean paste. So it is very spicy, but it really great flavor. You can buy this one at the Japanese market or Chinese market. But if you are going to go to Chinese market, make sure you get the spicy version of tobanjang. And another one, which is also like a bean paste, but this is a sweet. It's called tenmenjang. And again, you can buy this one at the Japanese market or any other Asian market. But this is a sweet bean paste for, actually this one is also fermented too. It's really sweet but savory. Then another ingredient is Chinese stock base. And I'm using this Howl, which is the maker's name, but it is really tasty, and you can use this one for many Chinese dishes as well. For example, ramen stock. And again, for this dish, you want to make sure everything is prepared because it is a very quick dish. So you want to mix this one before you are going to heat up or anything. So this is half teaspoon of Chinese stock or Chinese stock base. And next is 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. And next is 1 tablespoon of tenmenjang, and half teaspoon of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of sake, and 2/3 cup of water. Now you want to mix well, and standing by for the when you start cooking. Once all the ingredient is ready to cook, we are going to heat up your pan. Usually, when I'm making my Mabo Tofu, I use wok. But for people who do not have wok at home, you can use regular frying pan too. And today, I'm going to use regular frying pan. You want to heat your frying pan about the medium heat and add about 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. I'm using a canola oil here. It's better to use not too fragrant oil like olive oil. Then you want to add 1 tablespoon of ginger, and 1 teaspoon or like 1 piece of minced garlic. Again, this is a suggestion, so you can increase the dose amount of the ginger and garlic a little more too, accordingly. And this is also 1 teaspoon of tobanjang. And these are easy to burn, so just to make sure it's getting fragrant but not burned. So if you are in the kitchen, you can smell nice garlic and pungent smell of the tobanjang, a little spicy right now, and ginger. And then you want to add the leek I cut earlier. And mix. Then we are going to add pork. And for vegan version or the vegetarian version, you don't need to put the pork, but rather hydrated dried shiitake mushrooms over here, substituting the pork. And the pork, you want to make sure it's going to be spread out so that it gets brown. Once you put pork in the pan, you want to increase the heat temperature to high so that pork is going to brown. But make sure that minced vegetables are not going to be burnt. And once pork gets changed the color, you want to make sure it's going to be separated. Once the pork becomes separated, we are going to add the already prepared sauce. Make sure nothing is going to be still in the bowl, so make sure you mix beforehand and pour all the mixture to the pan. Once the sauce starts bubbling, we are going to add the tofu. Again, tofu is soft, so you don't want to mix too hard, but we are going to add the tofu. Once tofu becomes hot and start like all the sauce is bubbling, we are going to add starch for this. And you want to turn off the heat and make sure, this is the 2 teaspoons of starch and 2 teaspoons of water mixed. And make sure it's going to be mixed right before you are going to add the two. And also make the some space from the tofu and make the your sauce kind of like go to the one side. And you are going to mix here in the liquid side. Going to mix one more time. And here. And we are going to heat up again. Once the Mabo Tofu becomes like quite heated up, and after you put here the starch and cook about 1 to 2 minutes, you want to add about half tablespoon of sesame oil around the side of the pan. This makes very fragrant, but also it cooks the last portion of the Mabo Tofu with oil. And once you put the oil and it's got really great fragrant, you want to turn off the heat and mix. So you want to serve this dish right after you cooked to your family, friends. They are going to love it, and I'm going to taste it too. It's very hot, so be careful. Tofu is soft, but it's soaked great flavor of pork and savory, sweet, spicy, everything is at the once. And the minced pork is great flavor. Definitely you want to have white rice with this one. Again, this is a very easy dish and you can make weekdays and everybody is going to be satisfied. Thank you for watching and happy cooking!